Tell your earliest memories of being at Bethel Church, so you can even start when you was real young. I guess you went there all your life, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, except when we were out west.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've gone there our whole life. In fact, I was born right here on this. We had an old house set back in there. That's where I was born. Dad he bought 40 acres here, and then I guess maybe in the spring, and then I was born then in December. So yeah, I've lived here all my life. Went to church all my life. But first memory I have of Bethel Church, for some reason they chose me to give the welcome at the Christmas program, and I was just about knee-high to a duck. I remember I had to crawl up those 2 steps to get up on the platform. Just had a couple of lines to say, you know. But that's the first thing that I remember.
Was that kind of nervous for you?
Well, no, I was too young to be nervous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't up there very long as that. Didn't have much to say, but.
What year would that have been?
Well, probably. I don't know how old I was. I was born in 22, but I don't know how. I was 2 or 3 years old, probably. I know it hadn't been 2 or wouldn't have been talking. Yeah, probably about 3 years old. Probably been in 25.
Mm-hmm. And you said that was for Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas program. Mm-hmm. Yeah, welcome's what it was. Just a few lines I had to say.
What was it like going to church then? I mean, is it much different than it is now?
Well, yeah, quite a bit. Of course, they had still had German classes when I was young. The German people, they had one Sunday school class was in German. P.P. Hilty taught, and they sat down in the front, the second bench in the circle there. And at that time, it was customary. There were no hard and fast rules, but the men sat on the right-hand side of the church and the women on the other side. And I can still remember those old ladies with their bonnets. They all wore black bonnets.
Yeah.
And there were one of them, whole row of women with those black bonnets sitting up there, and I still remember that. And a little later on, I remember that Neil Baumgartner had a Sunday school class of boys, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 boys, I think. I don't know how many. But Neil took an interest in us. He never was married, never had any children of his own, but he liked to entertain us boys. He gave us things. One time he gave me a setting of eggs. I don't remember if he gave all the boys a setting of hen eggs. And then another time he gave me a tree. I remember that. Yeah. And I don't know, several other things.
Yeah. What do you mean by a setting of eggs?
Oh, just enough to put under one hen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put them under an old chicken hen, hatched them out, and I don't remember whatever happened to those chickens, but I remember that.
How's the building changed since you?
Well, the basement has been improved. There used to be big old wood posts set down there that held the balcony up. And they took those out, put in steel posts. They had concrete squares around them that those wooden posts sat on. And then there always needed a kitchen back then.
There wasn't.
No.
So the basement wasn't finished for a while?
No, it wasn't finished very much. There weren't any restrooms. We had outside toilets. I don't remember what year they put in restrooms. Do you know, Homer?
No, I figured you probably might.
I don't remember.
I'd say it in the 50s sometime.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they had those
I
in
was in Kansas City.
Probably right. Probably in the 50s.
Well, they probably heated with wood or coal, or?
They had 2 big furnaces in the basement, one on each side, and the registers were in the aisles. There was aisles on each side,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they heated the church.
Was it wood or was it coal?
Well, it's primarily coal. Where the restrooms are, where the men's restroom is, well, they used that for a coal bin. And of course, there wasn't any women's restroom. When we put those in, some of the people objected. They thought that wasn't honoring the Lord's house or something. And they, I remember some of the women still taking their kids out to those outdoor toilets. So even when they had those indoor restrooms, they just couldn't adjust to that. Yeah. And another thing that's changed about the church, when I was young, they had carbide lights. You remember those,
Oh,
Homer?
yes.
Yeah, they had a tank out in the back of the church, and I don't know just what they used in there. They'd have to pour water in there every once in a while. It'd get low. They produced a gas. That gas was piped into the church, and in the center of the church there, where they had that light right in the center, there was a big fixture there that burned that carbide, and I remember them lighting that. That fixture had a rocker switch up underneath where the flames were, and I don't remember who lit that, but I remember them coming in with, they had a rather long pole. They had on this rocker switch had chains about a foot long, and there were rings on the bottom hung down. The guy would come in with his pole that had a hook on one side, and he'd hook into that ring and pull it down. They'd let the gas come out, and then he had a little fire on the other end. He'd turn around, and they would light with a pop, and made pretty good light.
Did it have an odor to it at all?
Well, yeah, if you didn't get it lit right away, yeah, that gas had smell to it. But I don't remember that it bothered any. As soon as they're lit, I think it burned pretty good.
Did it give off kind of like a candle glow?
Yeah, it was kind of yellow light, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And all open flame.
Yeah, open flame. And on those posts now that support the balcony, they had lights on them too.
They come out from under the balcony.
Yeah, piped up those posts. I don't remember if they had any globes on them or not. I don't hardly believe they did. I don't believe they did. I think it's open
That
flame.
was something I wasn't sure about. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was all open.
How's the worship service changed there? Is it?
Well, of course, then we didn't sing any of these contemporary songs, and there was no organ, only the piano.
Uh-huh.
And
Was that on purpose, or they just didn't have an organ?
well, I don't know. Probably didn't have the money to buy one. I don't know. That was after I grew big enough to remember anything. Depression years.
Uh-huh.
And I remember the dust storms coming in from Kansas. It was dry out there, and they'd blow that sand would go over even into Missouri.
That'd been in the 30s, I guess. then, wasn't it?
Yeah, we left here, I think, in '36. I'm not sure just what year it was.
Mhm.
But it was
Did when you had, I know you said something about sitting in different places in the church. How about Sunday school? Did they break up for?
yeah, there were separate Sunday school rooms, but we didn't have the addition then, and I think all the Sunday school rooms were upstairs then. Some were up there's two little rooms up in the balcony on each side. They used those for Sunday school rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then the back part, they let down that folding door, and there was a couple of classes in there. You remember that?
3 of them.
Three? Was it three? Yeah.
Did they have any youth group going on?
Yes, they had what they call Christian Endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
They met every Sunday. They'd put on a program, and they'd put on, the older folks sat in the back while the young people were up in front, had their program up on the front benches there.
Yeah. Did they do anything like have prayer meetings and carrying dinners and?
Yes, yeah, we had prayer meetings. I don't remember. I think we had a midweek prayer meeting at that time. And then we'd have basket dinners down there. Then 4th of July, we'd have a picnic down what we called Oliver's Timber. That was down in the creek back of where Dorothy Baumgartner lives now.
Yeah.
Her husband's parents lived there, and we called it Oliver's Timber. You remember that, don't
Oh,
you?
yes.